Namaskar, I'm Dr. Velumani, created Thyrocare. Again, one more episode on Velu Punches is the purpose and the objective to create a better understanding on entrepreneurship. Wisdom वो होता है hit लेना है और हद के अंदर ही लेना है. I think that fear is only when you go into minority. Once you have got 51% plus, you are the king.
Since I've crossed this line of IPO yesterday, I know I have only crossed first phase. How would my second phase look and what are the things I should do exactly right?
तो मुझे लगा यार मुझे बिजनेस करना है. अब तो अब जॉब और समय मेरी जॉब की सैलरी उस समय 16,000 रुपीज़. तो कुछ चेंज करना था लाइफ में और पहले से इतना पैशन था कि जो लाइफ में मेरे घर वालों ने नहीं देख पाए तो उनको कुछ करके दिखाना था. So I was the sole owner that time.
But of the last few years, the credit market has not been stable. In fact, bank portfolio has been going down. 45 crore Indians who do a UPI transaction, only 5 crore have a credit card.
Namaskar, I'm Dr. Velumani, created Thyrocare. Again, one more episode on Velu Punches. It's to make sure the entrepreneurs across the country who have problems and who have problems at different stages and interviewing people who have been successful or who are on a path of success and making them to state what brought them here and asking them about what blocks they see and making the entrepreneurs who are around to understand and relate it to their problems and assume what best solutions they can derive from the conversations. Let's get into discussing with Mr. Anil Kumar, MD of Sai Parenterals, a company which has gone into an IPO Thaja market mein. And Mr. Anil Kumar, tell me about you, your background, your age, your business and its growth.
Yeah. So I'm a second generation entrepreneur by this choice. My father has started this manufacturing plant in 1989. The first plant has been started by him. So I took a different route in my life. I've done my engineering, then I took my MBA because I don't want to associate with the pharma. So I went into a different line. So I've done my environmental sciences engineering. So while I'm completing the engineering, the destiny decided otherwise. So I lost my father in my final year engineering. So I didn't had a choice to choose. So it is not by choice, it's by destiny, nature. It has come into this.
So when you took over, what kind of turnover was there?
Around 1.52 crores.
Oh,
that
how many years of that journey was for my father?
It was 25 years I've done my journey.
Your journey is 25 years.
Yes.
Your father's journey was?
Around 7.5 years. 7.5 years I've done that. So once I took over in 2000s, the swimming has been started with no goal looking at. Because it was altogether a different journey for me because I was not associated with the kind of...
Have you changed anything in what your father was doing in a product line?
Yes. What we have done is we introduced B2C marketing at that point of time. And we started, I started focusing more on the domestic market, which is easy to capture. So the first thing what I've done is I started opening my own branding marketing across the districts, across the distributors.
Before you, it was pure B2B?
It was pure B2B.
And right now, what is the mix of B2C and B2B?
Now, what happened is post that, when I was traveling with all the my father business, I understood one point of time that injectable is the major runner of the business. So I see a lot of scope of in the injectable line. So then I started acquiring injectable plants. The first
plant. Of now in your business, what percentage is injectables?
Our percentage before 2022, it was 100%. Post 2022, we started acquiring regulatory plants. Australian acquired plant we have acquired one more regulatory plants with 16 countries approvals. So as of today, if you see the entire scope, 45% of revenue is coming from exports, 55% is coming from domestic. So we are transformed from 2022 into regulatory exports, then into CDMO business, then into now we have acquired an international business which is in Australia, which is one of the very good acquisition we have done in last year. NewMed Pharmaceuticals, which is holding 451 IPs in Australia and New Zealand.
How many verticals are there in your business?
Product segment, we have so many dosage forms. For example, starting with the parenterals, which I said 2 acquires. Then we have OSD, tablet, capsules, liquid orals, nasal sprays. We have injectables, dry powders. We have penicillins.
Which one is growing faster?
Now OSDs are growing faster because of all the OSDs, because we have opened a market in Australia and New Zealand. The market was growing very fast. So because of the acquisition of the NewMed Australia, the business started going on the OSD front much more. When I said to you in 2022, it was 100% injectable. Once we acquired OSD plant in 23, 24, we have acquired 2 Australian plants. The business has started growing in the OSDs because Australia predominantly is more of OTCs and RX market.
Where do you see yourself in turnover in 2030?
2030, we will be at 1,295 crores with an EBIT of 305 crores. 305 crores.
To reach there, what you are seeing as major challenges?
The major challenges is, I don't see business as a challenge because the business has evolved with the long-term contracts, either at Australia or at India. If you see, all my business contracts are there up to 2031. These are long-term contracts. What I see a challenge is the execution of the plan of the Australian acquisition, what I have done. Because it's an international acquisition.
So it is integration challenges?
Integration and cultural, because culturally they were different from us. So now I should start aligning with them. And because in that Australian acquisition, I hold 74.6%. 25.4% is still held by management shareholding in Australia, Mark Tulbone and team. So they are the instrumental people who have developed this business from 0 to 71 million in the 5 years. So it's all about their success. I have to share it with me. Culturally, there is a small difference between that team and my team. I just have to integrate in such a way that both of them are aligned.
In any acquisitions, when you go inorganic, acquisition may appear to be a better and cheaper option.
Yes.
But then if you are fast and good at integration, you are right.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's going to be a challenge. So that's one challenge.
Yes.
Market-wise, what challenges you are facing?
Market-wise, I don't see any challenge, sir, because pharma is a very growing market. What is that we have done something differently is, this acquisition has brought 2 things into us. We became a global player by this acquisition. So because predominantly we started as a domestic marketing company, then we into exports, then into CDMO. By acquiring this, we have become a global player and putting us into the last mile of the marketing. For example, if NewMed is a CDMO partner with us, then I'm just manufacturing them, giving them the product, they are marketing it. By acquiring that company, I have accessibility to the last mile marketing to the chain of stores. So that is the biggest thing, like a B2C, straight B2C end marketing we acquired. So that will create more and more business in the coming years in the Australian and New Zealand market.
If you had to close your eyes and tell one thing, B2B or B2C, which one you wish to do in the long run?
See, I want a mix of both B2B and B2C, sir, because there are challenges in advantages in B2B, there are disadvantages in B2B. But as a pharma business, you should have both B2B and B2C.
Let me agree with you. Because even in pathology, B2B business gives the volume. Volume gives the advantage of the floor. And B2C gives the value or the profit.
Yes.
Those who chased only B2C had some limitations.
Correct.
Those who chased only B2B also has limitations. I think first start with B2B, get to understand the power of the floor.
Exactly.
And then you get into B2C. Finally, 60% B2C and 40% B2B in value, but 80% B2B and 20% B2C will be in the value. So that's right. Now that you have not told me anything on true problems.
Yeah.
Now you ask me questions
Yeah.
where you had problems so far and how did you come across?
Yeah. So the first thing which I was even initially in the discussion, I was just arriving to ask is, so now we have, with the greatest aspirations, we have entered into an IPO. We have successfully closed the IPO yesterday.
I am congratulating you for giving the best returns to the outgoing investors.
Yes.
That itself says the power of the project, and probably amplified by your leadership skills.
Correct.
And I wish all who have come in IPO
Yeah.
also look for a similar
Definitely.
returns. It's a tall order,
Yeah.
but I am sure you
Yeah.
have some plans in place,
Yes.
and you please continue.
Yeah. So if you see my investors, the first set of investors I took in 2022, all good names like TPOs for BL Chandak, the good names. The first regulatory plans when I acquired, I got in them. The second investors came for my Australian acquisition in 2025.
Now you have funds enough for how many years?
Say for the next 3 years, we don't require any capex.
Okay.
The whatever we have raised now is sufficient. The second 2025 when we acquired, we got Mohandas Pai onto the board, and we got Gruhas Nikhil Kamath, we got into the board. We got Kim's Hospital Bhaskara Garu into the investors cycle, and Polycab Family Office. All the good investors have come in 25, believing my story in Australian acquisition. So
you don't need now fund from outside at all.
No.
You can generate your own money.
Yes,
and you can work on
it generation. The only thing I just want to ask is, since I've crossed this line of IPO yesterday, I know I have only crossed first phase. How would my second phase look, and what are the things I should do exactly right?
Post-IPO, what percentage of stock you hold?
52%.
52%. Right. As long as a promoter continues to hold 51 plus, he is the absolute leader in the operations. Many people don't go to IPO thinking that if investor comes and dictates to me, he doesn't allow me to do this, doesn't allow me to do that. I think that fear is only when you go into minority. Once you have got 51% plus, you are the king. You can always take decision. You can always listen to the dissent. You can always tell, I will try to do what you want me to do, but let me do first what I want to do.
Correct.
I also had a comfortable 65.
Oh, that's
and
good.
Then there were many situations where they used to think what I am doing is wrong.
Okay.
They may be right in their view.
Yes.
I am right in my view.
Right.
And once it so happened in a boardroom, I used a punchline. It's you can use it if you are confident. Lead me or follow me. Don't confuse me. Very important. Everybody is using their wisdom, and they want their wisdom. You execute. I don't think that's leader will never be able to do it. You can always ask opinions. You accept whatever they are telling, which according to you is right. But I believe there is no fear of post-IPO. Will I have challenges? What you need to do is right thing for the consumer. As long as you do for the right thing for the consumer, sometimes they will tell you don't increase the price. Don't decrease the price, because ye dil mange more. All investors want to take more out.
Correct.
Let me tell you, investors' challenges is they want delta. Delta is x2 minus x1. What is exit value and what was my entry value? They were allowed to do it. They are not interested in the long-term interest of the organization. So you are supposed to being the leader, you need to take care of short-term as well as long-term. And I don't think a worry will be there. If at all there is one worry, I could have made much more money. Now everybody is making money. But then that is a conscious choice. You went for an IPO. I don't see for a good leader post-IPO life is any different. And of course there is a bigger board, a different board. They are people who may have exposure to similar field in other companies in the same field also. You can always listen. Boardroom is not meant for only the board of directors. You can in fact allow all investors team to come in. My board meetings always used to be almost like a general body meeting.
Oh.
There used to be some 20
So
people.
everybody used to be there.
Everybody is permitted, everybody comes, everybody asks question, because that is learning.
Oh.
Unless you have done something wrong,
Yeah.
you don't have to tell all cannot come.
Yeah.
That's it. So I wish you do a transparent business in terms of philosophies, in terms of a right thing for the consumer as well as to the investor.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the biggest responsibility for a man who is sitting in a chair is make sure the customer is happy, make sure the staff is happy,
Yeah.
and make sure the investor is happy. In the same order, if you can do it,
Yeah.
you are the most powerful entrepreneur.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ask one more question.
The second important question, Velumani garu, is that I see a lot of times now the people staying with you for a long time. So I'm not seeing much of a people loyalty with you because we are a regulatory plants. All are regulatory. So we need all the regulatory people, because we can't go on changing the people, because we need sustained people at
So
sustained
your
places.
question is unable to keep the team with me for long journey.
Yeah, because people have a lot of aspirations.
Yes.
People have a lot of aspirations. They tend to aspire more, so which they look for
You are right.
much more options in the market.
I'll tell you, times have changed.
Yeah.
I'm a 66-year-old man.
Hmm.
I got into business when I was 37. Now another 30 years have gone. First 15 years, employee mindset was different. Next 15 years, employee mindset is very different.
Yeah.
The first, they used to think, let me journey with the promoter till I retire.
Yes.
Today's generation come, 5 saal yahan rahunga. You ask him in the interview table, how long can you commit? Sir, certainly 5 years.
Exactly.
Now that's a bit of disappointing for us.
Yes.
But having said that, you need to have backups.
Yes.
You need to have redundancy. You need to have, if somebody goes, you suddenly don't collapse. So all these things are needed. Having said that, the most important for an employee to continue to journey with you is, he also should see exactly what you see.
Yeah.
And he also should feel that my growth is certain here.
Correct.
I am taken care of. But having said that, let me tell you, the company performs well.
Well,
Sab kuch.
sab kuch theek.
Company can only perform well when you are understanding how to navigate. So when things are not going well, employee will feel I will have to move to somewhere else, and even investor will be under tremendous pressure. He will ask you so many questions. So
it's all related to performance.
Najar hati, Durgatna gati. So keep focusing on the business.
Yeah.
How can I sustain the EBITDA? How can I sustain the growth? And of course, there is a lot to learn from the market. Keep learning about what is happening in the industry and what is happening inside your own company.
Yes.
You need to be a leader with clarity. And once you have clarity, people will follow you.
And what's your mantra for success?
Mantra for success
in
is
Thyrocare?
Whether it is Thyrocare or whether it is in any company in healthcare or any industry in the country or in the world.
What I mean is, what did you do things very much right?
Different. I think as long as your complete focus is on business, so I think it is very important. 4 words which made me very powerful. First is patience. I was not in a hurry. I didn't dilute too early.
Yeah.
I waited till I reached a 20 years of journey to go to IPO. So patience was there.
Yes.
And number 2, focus was there. Many tempted me, why not you do this, why not you do this, everything is tempting. But then I didn't go to multiple domain and called myself as a complete solution provider. Focus on one thing, that's biochemistry, only biochemistry, nothing else. The next one is frugality. I think any leader need to have frugality to make sure his people understand what is frugality. And the next one is, don't spend too much, borrow too much, percentage interest so much. You don't justify, I can afford to pay that interest, so I will borrow. Tomorrow you may not be able to afford, you can't stop it and you will be suffering. So frugality is most important. I ran a company in which I've never had a debt in the balance sheet.
That's very
so
good.
That's something very important.
Very important.
That's because of frugality. The next, and also don't take money out of dividend, declare mat karo. Grow the business.
Grow the business.
The dividend is not the investor is looking for.
Yeah.
He is looking for a value at a higher exit. So I think very important is frugality means don't take the dividend out and grow the business.
Yeah.
The next one is discipline. Once you reach a stage, you will feel that I have enough, I must relax. I think in business, if you want to relax, exit and relax, don't sit and relax.
Sit and relax.
Because you are answerable to thousands or millions of customers,
Absolutely.
thousands of employees, and dozens of investors. You just can't relax. So wish you all the best. I wish you continue to give returns to your investors.
Thank you.
That means all is well.
Yeah.
God bless you.
No, thank you.
All the
Thank
best.
you. Thank you. Thank
So
you.
let me give
Thank
a.
you.
That's the power of IPO, in which he has given returns much more than I ever could give. And I am pretty sure all of you will understand the power of focus. Only there are two kinds of people. One who is successful, other could not focus. Velu Punch.
इतना पैशन था कि जो लाइफ में मेरे घर वालों ने नहीं देख पाए तो उनको कुछ करके दिखाना था. तो आई वॉज द सोल ऑनर दैट टाइम.
Namaskar, Dr. Velumani, creator ThyroCare. We have yet another entrepreneur, again in Fintech companies. He did an IPO 3 years back. While doing IPO, he was having a 30 crore turnover, and in next year, he could reach to 90 crore turnover, and this year, he is on a 200 crore turnover, March 2026. He feels his segment can grow 100% year over year, at least for another 5 years. That's a great confidence he has got, and probably the space has got that much room to play, and probably he has that much of stamina to do that. Not that I understand much except the IPO part, and let us make the hero himself to tell what was his background, what has been his journey, and what he visualizes in another 5 years. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. My name is Ankur Gaba. I have started this business. I have started this company in 2005 on the name of AR Credit and Finance. That time I started with 5 telecallers. तो उस समय हमारा बिजनेस इस तरीके से चलता था कि नया नया बिजनेस मार्केट में शुरू हुआ था कि
इस बिजनेस के अंदर आपकी खुद का पैसा शुरू से कितना डाला गया?
1 लाख रुपीस.
अरे बहुत बढ़िया है. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज if somebody has invested a lakh rupee and today he has 200 crores of turnover, it's a great journey. Of course, lot to go.
वो भी ऐसे स्टार्ट हुआ था सर कि मैं उस समय मेरे को नया नया क्रेडिट कार्ड मिला था
जी.
तो ICICI बैंक ने मुझे जो क्रेडिट कार्ड दिया था तो उसकी लिमिट आई थी 1,20,000. तो मुझे लगा यार मुझे बिजनेस करना अब जॉब और समय मेरी जॉब की सैलरी थी उस समय 16,000 रुपीज़. तो कुछ चेंज करना था लाइफ में, और पहले से इतना पैशन था कि जो लाइफ में मेरे घर वालों ने नहीं देख पाए तो उनको कुछ करके दिखाना था. तो आई वॉज द सोल ऑनर दैट टाइम. तो फादर के भी बिजनेस बहुत ज़्यादा टेंशन वाला था उस समय. तो उस समय मैंने क्या किया, अपने क्रेडिट कार्ड से कहीं गया तो अपना क्रेडिट कार्ड स्वैप कराया, उससे मैंने 1 लाख रुपए लिए और मैंने एक बिज़नेस स्टार्ट कर दिया 5 कॉलर के साथ. तो मुझे किसी ने बोला कि आजकल मार्केट में एक नया बिज़नेस चल रहा है कि आप बैंक के साथ एग्रीमेंट करो या उनके एक चैनल पार्टनर बन जाओ और टेली कॉलर के थ्रू आप ये बिज़नेस स्टार्ट करो, आप कोई भी क्रेडिट कार्ड या लोन बेचते हो तो तुम्हें कमीशन मिलती है. तो मैंने समझा वो बिज़नेस थोड़ा सा, तो उसके मैंने ये 5 टेली कॉलर रख के वो बिज़नेस स्टार्ट किया. फर्स्ट मंथ किया, बड़ा अच्छा लगा कि आई अर्न अराउंड 20,000 रुपीज़. तो मुझे लगा यार 16,000 की जगह 20,000 वाली पैसे कमाई और ये ग्रो कर सकते हैं हम इसको और आगे. तो वो चलता रहा, जितना भी पैसा कमाता सेम बिजनेस में डालता रहा नेक्स्ट 5 ईयर. तो वहाँ से मेरे पास ये 5 टेलीकॉलर 500 टेलीकॉलर हो गए विद इन 5 ईयर्स. तो हमने पूरा बिजनेस थोड़ा बड़ा किया. तो हमने फीट ऑन स्ट्रीट भी शुरू किया. तो मेरा बैकग्राउंड थोड़ा सा IT बेस है. तो मैं इससे पहले दिल्ली मेट्रो में काम करता था एज ए सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर. तो मुझे लगा कि यार इस बिज़नेस को हम जब भी डिजिटल होगा तो मैं इसको थोड़ा डिफरेंट तरीके से बना सकता हूँ. तो उस टाइम पे ये बिज़नेस फिर 2019 तक इस तरीके से किया कि मैं उस समय कुछ 700-800 एम्प्लॉयज़ हो गए थे, और 800 एम्प्लॉयज़ के साथ उस समय हमारा नेट मंथली रेवेन्यू हो गया था 3.5 करोड़ रुपीज़ उस टाइम पे भी.
इतना एम्प्लॉयज़ उतना ही रेवेन्यू.
हाँ, 3.5 करोड़ का रेवेन्यू बन चुका था हमारा 2019। तो कोविड आया, तो कोविड के टाइम पे ये बिजनेस ऑलमोस्ट डिजिटल नहीं था, सब फिजिकल था, तो सबको घर पे बैठना पड़ा। जितने हमारे एम्प्लॉयज़ थे सब कुछ था, तो उनको उसी समय हमने ये था कि जितने मैंने एम्प्लॉयज़ बनाए उनको छोड़ने जाने नहीं देना। तो जितना भी हमने कमाया था वो 2-4 महीने मैंने पूरी सैलरी में दिया उनको सबको, और वो आज लोग भी मेरे साथ है। तो वो 2021 में थोड़ा सा क्लंच आया पैसों का, तो मैं अपने 2 पार्टनर्स को, अपने फ्रेंड्स को पार्टनर बनाया, उनसे कुछ पैसा लिया, पैसा लेके फिर इस बिज़नेस को दोबारा खड़ा किया। तब तक ये पूरा बैंकिंग बिजनेस थोड़ा डिजिटली मूव हो चुका था। तो उसके बाद ये डिजिटली मूव होने के बाद फिर मैंने अपनी थोड़ी जो मुझे एक्सपर्टीज़ थी कि मुझे यार अपना खुद का CRM बना लेता हूँ, इसको ये सब पेपर वर्क या डेटाबेस वगैरह को सबको मैं डिजिटली ले आता हूँ, तो लोगों को थोड़ा डिफरेंट दिखे मार्केट में कि किस तरीके से बिजनेस होता है। और थोड़ा सा मार्केटिंग स्किल्स थे मेरे, डिजिटली मैं कस्टमर एक्वायर कर सकता हूँ। तो मुझे लगा कि यार टैली कॉलर की ज़रूरत क्या है, अब एक काम करते हैं ना, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग करते हैं। अब कस्टमर अगर बैंक पे डिजिटली अगर एप्लीकेशन जाना स्टार्ट हो गई तो कस्टमर कैन डू ऑर्गेनिकली, तो आराम से वो कस्टमर भी बढ़ सकता है। अगर वो 20% भी हो जाता है तो मैं मार्केटिंग की कॉस्ट निकल जाएगी, जो रेस्ट 80% लीड्स आएंगी जो फुलफिलमेंट कंप्लीट नहीं होती वो मेरे एम्प्लॉयज़ कर लेंगे।
सो टेक कंपनी बन गई।
हाँ, फिर वो सेमी टेक कंपनी बन गई, मैं यू कैन से। तो उसके बाद 23 में हमने डिसाइड किया थोड़ा बड़ा करना है, तो मैं फिर IPO के लिए गया। तो IPO में जाने के बाद 1 साल तक बहुत प्रॉब्लम हुई, ये डॉक्यूमेंट की प्रॉब्लम है, उस डॉक्यूमेंट की प्रॉब्लम है, ऐसा नहीं होगा, DSA बिजनेस को हम IPO के लिए एलिजिबल नहीं मानते, मतलब बहुत कुछ हुआ। बट जितनी भी चीज़ें आई ना मैंने सब कुछ बहुत क्लियर तरीके से दी, बिकॉज हमारे डॉक्यूमेंट में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी, कोई फर्जी चीज़ नहीं रखी कभी ज़िंदगी में। सिर्फ एक ही फोकस था, एक ही डिसिप्लिन था कि यार ज़िंदगी में कुछ करना है, और करूँगा तभी जब साफ तरीके से और साफ मन से कर पाऊँगा, चाहे वो मेरे एम्प्लॉयज़ के साथ रहा है या मेरे पूरे बिजनेस में आज तक रहा है। तो उस समय 1 साल के बाद अचानक एक मैसेज।
कितना % डाइल्यूट किया IPO में?
IPO में सर 33%।
33%। और आप कितने फाउंडर्स हैं?
हम 4
फाउंडर्स हैं। और उसके बाद ग्रोथ ज़्यादा हुई या उसके पहले भी ऐसा ही ग्रोथ था?
नहीं, उससे पहले भी ठीक ग्रोथ था, बट इसके बाद कुछ ज़्यादा ही हो गई। तो इसके बाद FY24 में हमारा रेवेन्यू 33 करोड़ था, FY25 में हमारा रेवेन्यू 77 करोड़ था, सॉरी 38 करोड़ था, FY26 में 77 करोड़, और FY26 में इस बार 180 करोड़ लेके जा रहे हैं।
राइट। तो इसमें आपका मेजर कॉस्ट क्या है?
मेजर कॉस्ट है सर मार्केटिंग कॉस्ट है, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग कॉस्ट है, और एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट है। उसके अलावा कोई गुड्स कॉस्ट नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है।
परसेंटेज में कितना होता है मार्केटिंग कॉस्ट?
परसेंटेज में हमारा टोटल मार्केटिंग कॉस्ट ज़्यादा 35%।
35। एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट?
एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट इज 30-35%
होता है।
और हाँ,
और आपका वर्टिकल में लीडर कौन है?
हमारे वर्टिकल में सर लीडर तो मैं ही हूँ। जो मुझे आज तक दिया तो
ये फीलिंग है या
नहीं
सच है?
ये सच है सर।
राइट। सो वो फीलिंग होएगा तो भी बहुत बढ़िया है।
नहीं, फीलिंग भी है, सच भी
है। सो इसमें आपको आगे 5 साल के लिए क्या चैलेंज दिखता है?
कोई चैलेंज नहीं है सर। अब चैलेंज देखो, चैलेंज उसके लिए होता है जो अभी हम डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर है, हम कमीशन लेते हैं हर बैंक से। हर किसी बैंक का MPA कभी बढ़ता है, कभी MPA कम होता है। किसी बैंक जिसका MPA बढ़ता है तो बिजनेस रोक देता है। हम मल्टीपल बैंक्स हैं, मल्टीपल प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, तो इमीडिएट बेस पे आप स्विच कर लेते हैं, तो रिस्क मैटर तो करता ही नहीं है।
So what is the single largest challenge you are facing? Fund. Your business is
वर्किंग कैपिटल।
वर्किंग कैपिटल। लेकिन आपका बिजनेस तो काफी प्रॉफिट बनाता है।
तो सर इस प्रॉफिट के ऊपर मेरा विजन नहीं है ना, मेरे विजन से प्रॉफिट बहुत छोटा दिख रहा है।
Okay.
तो आई एम व्हाटएवर आई एम अर्निंग, आई एम डिप्लॉइंग द सेम अमाउंट इन माय बिजनेस। तो उस हिसाब से, जिस हिसाब से अपने आज से 38 करोड़ से 77 करोड़ 180 से 350 जाने के लिए फिर फंड भी उतना बड़ा चाहिए होता है। अभी तो लास्ट ईयर में बना लिया 18 करोड़ रुपए, और 18 करोड़ हमने इसी वापस इस बिजनेस में लगा दी, बट 18 करोड़ से 350 करोड़ नहीं बनेगा इतनी जल्दी। तो वो चैलेंज है थोड़ा।
अभी कितना डेट है कंपनी का?
सिर्फ 8 to 9 करोड़।
8 to 9 करोड़। EBITDA कितना है हर साल?
EBITDA इज 14 to 15%।
फिर डेट लेने के लिए क्यों डरते हैं?
सर डरते नहीं है,
किसी के पास EBITDA ही नहीं है वो भी डेट लेता है। आपका पास इतना EBITDA है, डेट लेने के लिए क्या डर है?
नहीं, डर नहीं है सर, बस सोच रहे हैं कि ज्यादा बड़ा डेट ले, क्योंकि इतना बड़ा कोई डेट लिया नहीं ना। आई हैव स्टार्टेड, देखो मेरे पास कोई पिछला फैमिली बिजनेस था नहीं, इतने पैसे हमने कमाए नहीं थे, हमें 1 लाख भी बहुत बड़े लगते थे। आज मुझे वो पैसे को, इवन आपने सबको बोला ये फ्रूगल तो बचपन से ही हूँ।
दुनिया में बेवकूफ होता है 2 तरीका के होते हैं। एक डेट ले ही नहीं सकता है, ले लेता है। दूसरा बहुत डेट ले सकते हैं, नहीं लेता है। ये दोनों गलत है। तो डेट लेना है, कितना लेना है, ये एक लिमिट रखना है। मेरे हिसाब से आपको 1 करोड़ एबिटा है तो 10 करोड़ डेट ले सकता है, क्योंकि इंटरेस्ट तो कम से कम पे करके जा सकता है।
करेक्ट,
राइट।
करेक्ट।
1 करोड़ रहेगा, 5 करोड़ ले लो, बहुत सेफ है। अभी आपका पास 9 करोड़ एबिटा है तो 25 करोड़ तो आपको डेट होनी चाहिए। ये नहीं किया तो आप मौका छोड़ दिया। अभी लोग सोचते हैं कि मैं इक्विटी ले लूंगा। अरे इक्विटी इज द कॉस्टलीस्ट फंडिंग। अगर कंपनी बहुत बढ़िया एक दिन किया, मैं बेवकूफ था, जल्दी में डाइल्यूट किया था, जरूरत नहीं था। आई थिंक विजडम वो होता है, डेट लेना है और हद के अंदर ही लेना है। हद से बाहर लिया तो रिस्क डूब जाएगा। सो अगर लोग मुझे पूछते, मैं कभी डेट लिया ही नहीं हूं, क्योंकि मुझे डेट लेकर ही बिजनेस ग्रो करना वो एक सिचुएशन नहीं था। मैं आपको एक चीज बताता हूं, ये 100% ईयर ओवर ईयर है ना, वो थोड़ा ग्रीडी है, राइट। मैं कभी 100% ग्रो हुआ ही नहीं है। सक्सेस इज नेवर अ प्रॉब्लम, सस्टेनिंग द सक्सेस इज द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम। तो ठीक है, इनिशियल पीरियड में 100% आएगा, फिर 80% आएगा, फिर 60% आएगा। अगर 30% हर साल 30% हर साल ग्रोथ होता ही रहेगा, आपका एबिटा परसेंटेज कम नहीं हुआ, तो आप मेरी उम्र में वारन बुफे से भी ज्यादा धनवान हो सकता है, क्योंकि वो कंपाउंडेड एनुअल ग्रोथ ऑफ 30% इज इनसेन। तो मैं आपको इतना ही बताऊंगा, अगर मौका है बेस बनाने के लिए, डेट लेके बेस बना दो। बेस बनाने के बाद 25% में बैठो, उसके ऊपर रखा तो इट्स अ वेरी ग्रीडी गोल।
थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर दिस एडवाइस।
सो मैं जैसा फिनटेक है तो मैं ज़्यादा अंदर सवाल पूछने के लिए मेरा पास ज्ञान नहीं है, लेकिन जनरल बिजनेस में आप 3 सवाल पूछिएगा, मैं उसके लिए मेरा वेलू पंचू से जवाब दूंगा।
सर हाँ, आपने सर ये वाला बिजनेस कितने पैसे से स्टार्ट किया?
नहीं, ऐसा तो मेरा 2 लाख रुपया प्रोविडेंट फंड अमाउंट था, और सरकार में नौकरी करता था, तो ज़्यादा कुछ सेविंग्स थोड़ा था, वो परिवार के लिए रखा था। ये जो प्रोविडेंट फंड आया था वो बिजनेस में डाला था। मेरा कैपेक्स इंटेंसिव नहीं था, आपका भी कैपेक्स इंटेंसिव नहीं है। मैं भी ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेस यूज करके काम करा के मैं ऊपर आया हूँ, बहुत बड़ा कैपेक्स डाल के नहीं आया हूँ। आपका भी लगभग वैसा ही है। सो बिजनेस में मैं डाला था 2 लाख। लेट मी टेल यू द स्टोरी इज, जो लड़का 500 रुपया लेके मुंबई आया था, एक बढ़िया इनिंग्स खेला और 5000 करोड़ का सिंगल चेक लेके मार्केट निकला था। सो मतलब है कि 25% ईयर ओवर ईयर, 25 years ग्रोथ। पुट द मनी बैक इन द बिजनेस, डोंट टेक द मनी आउट ऑफ बिजनेस। फोकस एग्जैक्टली व्हाट यू फोकस्ड। 25 साल पहले जो फोकस था वो फोकस बदला ही नहीं है। कंसिस्टेंसी था, डिसिप्लिन था। मैं तो एक हीरो जैसा आज बढ़िया बात करता हूँ।
मुझे भी ये लगता है मेरे लिए
नहीं, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। मैं बार बार लोगों को बोलता हूँ, फोकस मत हटाओ और फ्रूगल रहो। और मैं लोगों को बोलता हूँ EMI मत भरो, लेकिन कभी कभी ऐसा एक सिचुएशन है, इतना पैसा रहेगा, इतना स्केल कर सकता है, स्केल होएगा, स्केल एडवांटेज से मैं परसेंटेज एबिटा ज़्यादा कर सकता हूँ, तो स्केल करो। EMI लेके एक बड़ा गाड़ी खरीद के दुनिया को दिखाएगा, तुम भी गया, कंपनी भी गया।
बिल्कुल।
सो मेक वाइस यूज ऑफ मनी, वेदर इट इज इक्विटी और डेट, यूज इट फॉर ओनली स्केलिंग द बिजनेस। नेक्स्ट सवाल।
अच्छा, तो सर पहली बार 5000 करोड़ का चेक लेने के बाद कैसा फीलिंग हुआ और उसको पैसे को कहाँ लगाना शुरू किया आपने?
अगर मैं हाथ में चेक लेता तो थोड़ा फीलिंग होता था, वो ऑनलाइन ट्रांसफर हुआ तो पता ही नहीं था।
चलो अकाउंट में आपके मैसेज बजा 5,000 करोड़
या शाम को 6 बजे आ रहा है, कितना पैसा आ रहा है।
तो क्या फीलिंग थी उस नाइट में?
ऐसा है कि मुंबई आया तो तीन रात में वीटी रेलवे स्टेशन में सोया था। इसीलिए था क्योंकि मेरा पास क्रेडिट कार्ड नहीं था। क्रेडिट कार्ड रखने के लिए पर्स भी नहीं था। सिर्फ 500 रुपया था। 500 रुपया भी जब बाड़ी में 5 जगह में 100 छुपा के रखा था ताकि पिक पॉकेट नहीं हो जाए। तो वही वीटी रेलवे स्टेशन प्लेटफॉर्म में ये 5,000 करोड़ लेने के बाद एक बार एक अप एंड डाउन वॉकिंग किया था कि मैं इधर ही सोया था। तो जब भी मैं वापस कोयम्बतूर गया था, उधर एक अवार्ड इट वाज वेटिंग। एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वांटेड टू अप्रिशिएट डॉक्टर वेलुमनी एज एंटरप्रेन्योर ऑफ द ईयर अवार्ड। मुझे बहुत एक काइंड ऑफ इमोशनल कनेक्ट हुई। सो अवार्ड लेने के बाद बोला टेल मी फ्यू वर्ड्स, टेल अस फ्यू वर्ड्स। तो मैं साइड में रख के बोला थैंक यू कोयम्बटूर नॉट फॉर गिविंग मी द अवार्ड। 1982 में मैं एम्प्लॉई का लायक नहीं हूं करके मुझे भगा दिया था। इसीलिए मैं आज अवार्ड हाथ में रखा हूं कि मुझे अब भगाया। वेरी इमोशनल इट वाज। लेकिन हैविंग सेड दैट, वो 5,000 करोड़ में कितना जीरो है करके अभी तक मेरे बच्चे गिन रहे हैं, खर्च नहीं किया है। आई थिंक इफ आई हैव टू टेल व्हाट आई took 5,000 crore out, today is substantially has grown. I have not spent.
Okay.
Be frugal. And let me tell you the punchline for the day. Honey and money sound similar. Honey and money sound similar.
Correct.
Honey is collected by honeybee.
Yeah.
Money is collected by moneybee. If honeybee falls in honey, what happens? मर जाता है। मधुमक्खी मधु के अंदर गिरा,
बिल्कुल मर जाता है।
करेक्ट। इफ आई मेड मनी एंड आई हैव फॉलन इनसाइड द मनी, आई विल आल्सो बी डेड। सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज, ओके, द पंच लाइन अगेन, मनी इज अ पॉइजन। मनी इज पॉइजन। टू टेल दैट एटलीस्ट यू शुड हैव $100 million US। मेरे पास है तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ। गिव मनी सेफ, यूज मनी वाइज, यूज मनी टू क्रिएट मोर मनी, यूज मनी टू क्रिएट बिगर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। एंड आई रियली अप्रिशिएट your journey in the last 3 years. I am sure you must have had a lot of challenges till you reached to that stage.
Correct.
Now in the last 3 years, this growth of you is very impressive. And if you can scale, प्लीज स्केल। क्योंकि स्केल ही खेल है।
बिल्कुल,
स्केल नहीं तो खेल नहीं है।
एक क्वेश्चन हो रहा है सर।
हाँ बोलिए।
इस बिजनेस को मैं आपके लेवल पे जिस दिन पहुंचा
जी, तो
मुझे वो बिजनेस को बेच के 5,000 करोड़ का चेक लेना चाहिए, या जो मैंने उस दिन सोचा था फर्स्ट डे निकलते हुए कि मेरी फैमिली को एक लेगेसी देके जाऊंगा फ्यूचर में मेरे आने वाली जनरेशन के लिए, या उस कंपनी को उस तरीके से लाऊंगा इफ आई एम अर्निंग मनी?
इसमें थोड़ा मैं इमोशनली आपको जवाब दूंगा, माने या नहीं मानेंगे है। सिटिंग ऑन अ बिजनेस इज लाइक सिटिंग ऑन अ लायन। उतरेगा तो खाएगा, राइट?
करेक्ट।
कोई मौका दिया उतरने के लिए, उतर जाओ। कोई मौका दिया उतरने के लिए, उतर जाओ। मेरा कंपनी बढ़िया चल रही थी, जीरो डेट कंपनी, फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग कंपनी एंड मोस्ट प्रॉफिटेबल कंपनी। ये तीनों रहेगा, कोई बेचेगा नहीं है।
करेक्ट।
बट मेरा मन कह रहा था कि जब ये रेट सामने से आया, हाँ बोलो, तो बोल दिया, तो निकल गया। नाउ व्हाट इज द रेशनल? आई विल आल्सो टेल यू। I read in a book somewhere, if you love your children, give them money, not the company. Money they can have, they can lose, they can gain, they can make, they can amplify. But company, if they lose, it is a loss of thousands of people's livelihood. That's very important.
सही, सबसे बेस्ट मुझे कुछ जवाब मिल ही नहीं सकता था, तो
So-
ये वो एक्सपीरियंस था। हाँ,
Absolutely, it is you who should take a decision. Number one, or number one more is running a business. There are pains and pleasures. Don't you agree?
I'm agree.
If pleasures are more, pains are less, please continue enjoying it. By any chance, slowly the pleasures are coming down, the pains are going up. Exit. The best thing to do is exiting at the peak. जो किसी को हिम्मत नहीं आता है,
हाँ,
मैं हिम्मत आया, मैं सोचूंगा अगर आपको 60-65 तक अपनी पावर से कितना लड़ सकते हैं लड़ो, और ये एक पीक आएगा करके आप समझ गया तो आप ही इंटेलिजेंट हो,
गॉट इट सर,
राइट?
बिल्कुल सही।
Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
And the punch line for the day with this powerful entrepreneur is scale ही खेल है, स्केल कर सकता है तो इधर उधर मत खेलो, सीधा बिजनेस में ही खेलो। ऑल द बेस्ट।
Thank you sir.
Velu Punch.
But of the last few years, the credit market has not been stable. In fact, banks' portfolio have been going down. 45 crore Indians who do a UPI transaction, only 5 crore have a credit card.
नमस्कार, Velumani, creator Thyro Care. Velu Punch is the purpose and the objective to create a better understanding on entrepreneurship, its challenges, and how to face them. We have today one more guest, Mr. Aditya Gupta, founder of Novio, a Fintech company. Man gets money, he spends more, and man will get money, so he is also spending more. So India is a country in Fintech much far ahead than many other advanced countries. But credit card penetration is comparatively low, and because we have got an upper hand in UPI transactions, we seem to have lost credit card race. So Mr. Aditya Gupta feels there is a space to get an opportunity for those who are right now not getting a credit card to use the credit card. So that's how you invent a space. All others see what is a space and work on it, and successful entrepreneurs find some space where others did not find it. So let's try to understand. You all know I knew very little in Fintech. I got money, I made money, and I counted money, but that is not Fintech. Fintech is how to create solutions for the man who gives and the man who gets, the man who needs and the man who has. So let's listen from Mr. Aditya Gupta, what space he believes in and what dreams he has got in his journey, which is right now a 5-year-old company, and he dreams to have 10th year an IPO, and he has gone for 2 rounds of dilution, and he feel right now he is comfortable to drive his journey. Welcome, Mr. Aditya Gupta. And as I said, I know very little, so please explain to the audience what is that you see different and how do you think you will be making it successful. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So India continues to remain a credit-hungry market, driven by the middle-income population of India, who continues to be aspirational, but do not get the credit products they need. If you look at banks, there are 32-odd banks in India who have an ability to issue credit cards, but collectively they continue to focus on the easiest segments from a credit point of view, which is primarily a salaried customer working in a good corporate, having a good bureau score, and most importantly, already having a credit card.
Where they feel secured.
Absolutely. And people who already have a credit card are getting more credit cards. The new customers are just not getting credit cards in India. In fact,
so today having credit card is an aspiration and a display of me having credit card.
Absolutely. Like you mentioned, India is amongst the lowest in terms of credit card penetration in India. Less than 5% Indians own a credit card, compared to a 25 to 30% penetration in developing countries and 60 to 70% in developed markets. At Novio, we're building a fairly large-scale credit cards company, leveraging innovation and technology. If you look at certain numbers, today 45 crore Indians do a UPI transactions every month, but less than 5 crore own a credit card. This is primarily because banks are just not looking at the...
Had UPI not come, had credit card penetration would have been much more?
Not really, because credit card continue to remain an unsecured product where banks are required to take an unsecured credit risk on consumers. But of the last few years, the credit market has not been stable. In fact, banks' portfolio have been going down. So banks' ability to issue unsecured credit lines in the market have reduced. And today, NBFCs are not allowed to issue credit cards. So we look at the loans market. NBFCs have been the one who have been able to expand the loans penetration in India. But credit card still remains to be only allowed to be done by banks. So that's where the market has been left behind. And that's where we feel consumers who are today using credit card continue to do the same, but the consumers who are using UPI, the primary population who are generating transactions and consumption in India, do not get access to it. Now, if you look at from a user point of view, today the entire consuming class, whether it's self-employed people, gig economy workers, freelancers, employees of SMEs and MMEs, where employment is getting generated in India, smaller employees of large corporates, students, all of them do not get access to credit card as a product. So,
but I see literally around 75% of the products or services purchased having a zero cost EMI. Can you explain how that is growing?
So that is also available only on people who have a credit card, because the way it works, sir, is today the brand from which you are purchasing.
So somebody who doesn't have a credit card cannot have zero cost EMI.
They can, but mostly it's developed on a credit card as a platform, because the brands who are selling this product actually give something called subvention. They're part of the commission bank to the card company. They incorporate that into their interest income. So when they incorporate into the interest income, they're giving the zero cost EMI. There is no free lunches. Bank has already got the money from the manufacturer who sold the product. It has been presented to the customer that it's a zero cost for him, but it's been funded by the seller who's trying to sell the product.
This space, who is the leader?
In the secured card space, the product.
Secured card, your product.
So the product, let me introduce the product to you,
Yeah.
what we've launched. It's a smart fixed deposit backed credit card linked to your UPI. It's a guaranteed issuance card, allows you to get...
So if I don't have enough money to put in a fixed deposit, you don't give me the card.
No, because if you don't have enough money to put a fixed deposit, most likely you will not have a credit ability to get a regular credit card as well. So, but we are allowing you to put a fixed deposit as low as 2,000 rupees and get a credit card in your name, start building your credit history and start increasing your credit limit. So we are allowing even a student today who's, let's say, buying cigarettes on UPI to own a credit card, start making those transactions, start building the credit score. See, credit score today is a financial footprint for every individual. Right from your employment checks to your ability to pick up credit in future. Credit score is allowing you to build all that. And we are seeing a complete shift in the behavior of students and early jobbers to trying to build the credit score.
I am told nowadays, even for matrimonial purposes, they are looking for credit worthiness.
I'm sure credit bureaus are making money by offering their services for every need.
I think the trust building is the exercise. Of course, if you are bad, one day you will collapse. But then without building the trust, no one can show or prove that they have trustworthiness.
Absolutely.
So you are providing a point to start, and then you build it over a period of time. And you see this doing as good as the credit cards which are the otherwise available in the marketplace?
Much better.
Much better.
Today, like I said, 45 crore Indians who do a UPI transaction, only 5 crore have a credit card.
Right.
40 crore Indians, that means they have a smartphone, they have a funded bank account, and they're doing a financial transaction, do not have access to a credit card. Secured card brings them all into the gamut of owning a credit card. Now, few of them will continue to perform on their portfolio and build their journey onto an unsecured credit card. But most of them may still continue to use the credit card for the benefits, and they may not be able to build their journey into an unsecured card. But there's a 10 times larger market for a secured credit card than an unsecured credit card in India.
What single largest challenge you have in the journey as of today?
As of right now, it is a market creation, sir. Like you would have started a business, you created a concept. Today we are creating a concept in India.
So first you need to get the trust.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And even the confidence of the consumer. Today, keeping an FD to own a credit card is not a natural thought for a
yes.
consumer. So as we go out in the market, we have to do a couple things. First, we have to break that shackle that there is a concept like this. Secondly, the customer has to part with some money to get a credit card. So the biggest challenge we are facing right now is for creation of this market. And there are only two ways they can do it. Either you spend a lot of marketing money behind it, or you have a lot of players getting into the ecosystem. The second part is now getting into it. A lot of players, banks have realized this as a big opportunity, is slowly and steadily building into the concept of the category getting created. If you remember what did SEBI do? Mutual fund sahi hai is a brand campaign which allowed consumers to get into mutual fund or SIP as an investment. We feel there is a campaign required, credit card ke liye FD bhi sahi
But
hai.
that also took, I think, 30 years.
At least it became big in the last 10 years because that got advertising money. As a company, we don't have the advertising money. But if the industry comes around,
That is the industry which was doing, not the companies. which were
absolutely.
doing.
So right now we are the flag bearer of this concept. We hope the industry is coming around it. But as we have the opportunity to take a pole position, that the biggest challenge we face is to create this market. And with frugality, like you always keep on saying, how to spend less money and create a market. That's the biggest challenge. Today we see how do we go about it with the lowest cost of marketing. Do we do street marketing? You go to Google and Meta, they earn the most. But beyond the level, the message gets lost. That's the biggest challenge we face.
Yeah, there is one misconcept that guys who spend on credit card are spendthrifts. The guy who has money in fixed deposit is a very great man. But I think what is important is keep money in the fixed deposit, take this card,
Absolutely.
make the benefits and build a trust. I think that's something which, if communicated correctly, that would mean a fastest growth for the space. As I said in the beginning itself, this space is not something which I am very familiar with. I want you to ask 3 questions to me, not necessarily in fintech, in general business, so that I tell what I have done and how I have done it.
Sure, sir. So we are now a 5-year-old company. Most of the employees, I would say 80% of the employees have been around with us for 5 years. We pivoted. We built India's 3rd largest distribution platform for financial services product, pivoted into a secured card product. The team has been there, but I think one of the challenges we face and need your guidance. How do you keep the team invigorated, reinventing themselves? As founders, we don't have a choice. You wake up in the morning, you have to feel excited to go to work. But how do you get a team to stay, invested as well as feel excited to go to office every day?
Yeah, this has been now a question more often, especially when you have a generation. The generation works while they have enough financial comforts.
Absolutely.
I used to tell that take poor people, take people who cannot speak English, take people who have come from village, and take freshers. These were the 4 things which I used to do because my business was not intellectually run business. Mine was operationally run business.
Yeah.
So these 2 businesses are very different. In a company which is more of an operation, the mean salary of an employee is only 3 lakhs per annum. The intellectually run businesses can be anywhere up to even 15 lakhs per annum.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that is something which your business is compelling that you can't compromise. You need people with intelligence, people with ability to create, ability to support you in competing in the market. The best way to do that, I think many are doing, is give them ESOPs, which I'm sure every organization nowadays, I don't think many organizations except manufacturing companies can operate without ESOP. So that's one thing. The second thing is, as long as the company grows, as long as the promoter doesn't belittle, as long as promoter gives respect for talents, as long as there is no unnecessary bias in the organization towards some kind of my man, my relative, my religion, some peculiar priorities people consider and do some favors, which other employees don't appreciate. Be a fair employer. Identify. Let me tell you, this is a punch for you to take home. Every organization has underpaid assets and overpaid liabilities. If there are 100, 20 has to be underperforming assets. 20 has to be overpaid liabilities. As an employer, your job is every quarter, if not at least every year, arrange people in the descending order of capability, cost, descending order. The ones who are performing the best elevate. The ones who perform poor eliminate. The remaining titrate. Change the department, give them a different assignment. I think this you keep doing it. When you do it honestly, when people understand you have done it right, good people don't leave you. Otherwise, all good will not be with you and all the liabilities will be with you. This is how globally things work out. I've been telling a punchline which have been going very viral. People used to ask me, or I used to ask people, what is the biggest challenge you are facing? Sab aadmi nahi milta hai. Now I get little naughty. I tell, aadmi nahi milta hai? हिंदुस्तान में क्या बात है, जर्मन में थोड़ी मिलेगा. Then he understand my question, my answer was wrong. He says, आदमी मिलता है साहब, trained आदमी नहीं मिलता है. Then I go to the next level of humor. बच्चा चाहिए, अपना चाहिए, एम्प्लॉय चाहिए और किसी का चाहिए. Please take employees and train them. And listen to me, 100 days trained employee by you is equivalent to 1,000 days trained employee by the competition. So I think training, take enough people, train them. The third one, साहब मैं training करता हूँ और निकल जाता है, क्या करना है? Now that's a very worrying situation, but then I have a humor once again. If you don't love your spouse, your neighbor will. If you don't love your employee, your competitor will. So that's very important. If he is worth 2x for a competitor, probably competitor is wrong, in which case he will suffer, or probably you were wrong, you will suffer. So this very, very important is assess the employee frequently, not on a calendar. जब भी मन करता है तो फाइल को रिव्यू करो, हो सकता है बड़ा बढ़िया एक सक्सेस पा सकता है. Next one.
A unique problem. So we've seen fantastic success on the adoption of a product right now. We've been, bankers, or we call ourselves cardies, card experts, or in our professional lives as bankers. The kind of engagement we're seeing on the product right now, like 85% of the portfolio is monthly active, doing almost 16 transactions a month. The biggest worry that comes as the next phase of growth comes in. Will your consumer continue to be the same? Or if it starts tapering down, how do you start presenting it? Today, there's a way the business start getting presented because of the engagement level. As consumers mature, right? Maybe it's the early adopters we're seeing, but as the portfolio matures.
So your question is, will my success continue and can I sustain this?
Yeah.
See, success is never a problem. Sustaining the success is the biggest problem. Where do we lose the success once we succeed is we overpitched, very aggressively marketed, then that happened. In which case you have to continue to do overpitching and aggressive, which you should know. You have to have power for that. Second thing is, the customer is little bored with what you are giving. You are not giving anything differentiated by anyone better than anyone else. So you need to continuously see what experience I can improve so that the customer remains with you. If you don't do any injustice, customer don't go out.
Yeah.
If you don't charge him more than what you deserve, the customer doesn't go out. So in my opinion, lage raho, if possible, do it better so that the customer is finding you more valuable today even than what he saw earlier. And in any business, the word of mouth goes very fast. And if there is adequate advantages, first the WhatsApp group in the first cousins goes and then friends go. I think the strong business is the business where all members, friends become members, and friends relative becomes members, and that is how things go. Marketing cannot be done that much as word of mouth can.
Absolutely.
Third question.
You built a fairly successful consumer business. Our thesis is consumer business will always have the touch and feel if the consumer has to feel you. How much do you feel AI can impact a consumer business where consumer has to experience, right? What is the impact of AI from your perspective?
See, I see there are two kinds of work when you see work site. One is what human can do, another is what is bandar can do. AI can do what all bandar can do.
Yeah.
And all routine things, how to respond for a question, how to be right, but not actually right. That is AI.
Yeah.
So I think those things will help you to solve the basic problems without cost. So that's going to help you. That's going to help the consumer also, because for routine things, why you need intellectuals to answer. But like I said, the one which needs intellectual capacities might, over a period of 25 years, 30 years, every 2 years, 2%, or every year 1% will only will contribute or disrupt whatever it is, but be in the safer side of AI so that you get the best benefit of it. If you are in the other side, you are no more in the existence.
Right.
Having said that, the punchline is, if you have trust, you have everything. And if you have lost trust, you have lost everything. That's Velu Punch. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you. Wish you a great journey, and wish you to see in roadshow of your IPO in year 2030.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
All the best.